everyone, my name is Morgan Edwards, also known as Sergeant Edwards. Before I get started, I want to tell you a little about myself and the topic I will be discussing. So, I joined the Army in 2015 of September. This year actually makes 5 years of me being in the Army. I enjoyed my job as a 92 Yankee, as I discussed in the previous presentation, a unit supply specialist. Joining the Army was probably one of the best decisions I made physically, because you work out a lot, mentally, financially, and even emotionally. In this speech, I will be discussing the aspects of the Army, the benefits, as well as some jobs you may choose from. Okay, the Army. The Army is one of the 6 branches of military in which over 1 million Americans serve. So if you did not know, you have the Army, the Coast Guard, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Navy. Those are the top 5. I feel like I'm missing one. Those are the top 5. So the components associated with the Army is you have active duty, which I am. So I work from 06, which is when you do PT, and 9 o'clock is when your work day starts. So you work 9 to 5, and you're able to get deployed anytime. So whichever unit you go to, you are able to get deployed. Next, we have Reserve and National Guard. So Reserve typically trains 1 weekend per month with a 2-week training period occurring once each year. So they're not like active duty. You don't really work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. You work 1 weekend every month. So this is basically what part-time soldiers may be called. Upon full-time, if you are part-time or reserve, you may be called upon full-time if they need you. So first I'm going to get introduced to ASVAB. So as I discussed earlier, the ASVAB is one of the tests that you must take in order to join any branch of the military, whether it be the Army or the Air Force or any branch. So it consists of 10 subject areas. You have general science, arithmetic math, arithmetic reasoning, word knowledge, paragraph comprehension, electronics, auto shop, information practices, mechanical comprehension, and assembling objects. Next, we're going to discuss choosing a job. So, job placement in the U.S. Army is determined by how well you do on the ASVAB, basically. So you must score a 30 or above in order to join the Army, and depending on what you score is where you can be placed. So the different types of jobs you have intelligence. This consists of combat support. So you have military intelligence officer, chemical officer. So this is CBRN. They deal with chemicals, biological equipment, all that stuff. So bombs and stuff, they have the uniforms for that they deal with. Then you have special forces. Next, you have medical. So you can be a vet. Vet deals with animals and stuff. You can be an operator. So you can operate on your patients. You can do dental, which is obviously a dentist. And then you also have a firefighter. Next, we're going to go to computers and technology. So computers and technology, you have satellite jobs and you have pilot jobs. So if you are a warrant officer, you are able to get a pilot job. Last, we have legal. So you can be a judge advocate, paralegal specialist. You can do an MP, which is military police, and then a criminal investigation officer. You have administrative, which is human resources. So they deal with most of the paperwork, getting you in and out the Army. Logistics, which is what I am. Unit supply. You have a culinary specialist. You have a specialist that deals with doing laundry, so a laundry specialist. Next, we're going to talk about the benefits. This is what gets everyone when they join the Army. They don't know the full benefits you receive once you join or even when you get out. So you have basic housing allowance. You may get basic housing allowance when you are either an E6 or above, married, you have kids, or any type of dependent. You may also receive it as an E5 if your commander approves. So BAH is basically an amount you get every check to pay for your monthly rent. Next, you have education, which is also a big thing. You have the GI Bill and Post 9/11 bill. So both of these bills pays for your tuition and any fees. So your books, anything you have to pay for while doing school. So the Post 9/11 bill, what people don't know is that it will also pay for housing. If you are reserves and you do the Post 9/11 bill, they will pay for your housing. You also have TRICARE, which is obviously medical and dental insurance. You may also add up to 4 dependents if you do TRICARE. So this can be your spouse, your kids. If your mother lives with you, she can be your dependent, anything of that sort. Lastly, we're going to cover VA. So what VA is, once you get out the Army, you let them know of any injuries you receive while being in the Army. Once you get out, they'll pay you for those injuries. So right now I have a foot injury. Once I get out, you get a certain amount. So it can be 20%, 30%, 50%. You can even get 100%. Lastly, I'm going to discuss a little thing. So a lot of people think that when you join any branch of the military, you are going to go to war. This is not the case. So when I joined, I thought I was going to go to war. That's automatically what people think. But they think you're going to get injured or even die. This is not the case. There are so many other things you can choose from when picking a job. Like I said, I'm logistics. So when I get out, I can choose any job. You can also do infantry if you do decide that you want to fight. You can do Cav Scout, which is who I work with. You can do tankers. They work on the tanks. There's a lot of things you can do when you join the Army that people don't know about. So that is it.